Okay, so I actually saved that for April Fools, but get you baited. You actually thought that I was going to waste my entire life savings to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, to buy a brick console, when I can just save my money and enjoy a delicious high-class lunch meal. In fact, I am turning this video into a mukbang.
Okay guys, I just had a long day at work and oh my god, it has been very tiring, but it's time for us to enjoy some... Where the hell did it go?
Oh boy!
What are you doing here?
Oh my god! Yes! Yes! Oh. He needs some milk!
Okay, so I may have lost my entire life savings to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, but that would not stop me from enjoying some delicious lunch cuisine.
Nothing like enjoying some fresh salt water for lunch. And we got sugar water for dessert. We are going all out, baby.
Okay, so before I move on and talk about everything that happened during the Switch 2 release, why even buy a brick console? Why are you supporting $80 games? Also, why choose to buy it now rather than before on its day one release? Well, to answer that last question before the questions before it, I can summarize this in 2 words: bad luck. So we can all agree that Mario Kart World is actually a good game, hence the reviews that it has gotten. But is it really worth the $80 price tag? Yeah, not so sure about that. That is why I am dead set on buying the bundle, which saves me $30 on the game. But unfortunately, the only gaming store that is near where I live was stocked out of the Switch 2 Mario Kart World bundle. Or rather, the store didn't have any stock at all. I had to wait a whole week till I can finally get my hands on the Switch 2. But then I finally got it, it's finally in my hands, and I'm pretty sure that I haven't really missed much, have I? Yeah, these people were grinding this game, oh my god. Now on to the next question, why did I buy a brick? For more clarity, why would I buy a console that can brick on me if I mod it in any way? Well, basically an obvious answer is that I will not mod it. I am not a hacker, I don't do homebrew, even though I really feel like trying, but it's not really my jam. So all in all, I feel like I am okay with my current console. Okay, so the next question is, why do I not buy the Steam Deck instead? An obvious answer to that is that I already have a gaming laptop with Steam installed. Yes, I am a hybrid Nintendo and Steam gamer. The only reason anyone should buy the Switch 2, in my opinion, and that's my opinion, it's not entirely factual, is the first party exclusives. Not because of the hardware, not because of the realistic graphics, although it would be very cool to play Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch 2, and not because of the third party games. Sure, there are a lot of third party games coming both to Switch 1 and Switch 2, but in terms of the third party segment, along with the overall hardware power and uniquely graphical games, are 3 aspects amongst other minimal factors in which Nintendo loses to Sony, Xbox, and Steam. The new Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X are perfect examples of this, despite them both being very expensive handhelds. And despite all of that, how did the Switch 1 and Nintendo Wii do so well? Well, that is because of 2 things. The iconic exclusive Nintendo games such as Mario Kart World and DK Bonanza, amongst other first parties that you do not play on other consoles. And the second reason is Nintendo being unique as both a company and a community. They're the ones who started backwards compatibility, Wii remotes, the handheld market, and being one with the community of Nintendo. Which is why we will never see this again from our current Nintendo. With the death of Satoru Iwata and the retirement of Reggie Fils-Aimé, the only factor that's holding Nintendo from crumbling are the exclusive first-party games which you can only play on Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, PS5 and Xbox have its own exclusives as well, but we all know that Nintendo is dominating in the exclusive market, which is why this is the only reason you should buy the Switch 2 in my opinion. Other than that, if you are a fan of third-party games, then better run it on Steam instead. Although arguably I would love to play Cyberpunk and Deltarune on the Switch 2, because unlike unlike game keycards, you have the full game of Cyberpunk on the Switch 2, and I already played Deltarune on the Switch 1, so why start all over again when I can continue on the Switch 2? And as to how I bought the Switch 2, well, that's a very funny story. So basically they already had Mario Kart World in stock, and I was so happy that they finally have it on stock. I have been waiting an entire week. But then I thought again, is it really worth it to support $80 games such as Mario Kart World when I can be saving up for the Steam Deck and have a better experience with other third-party games such as Sonic Crossworlds and Cyberpunk? So after thinking about it for quite a while in the store, I decided to walk out of the store and think about it again tomorrow. But then suddenly I slipped and my left shoe went flying, hitting the box specifically with the bundle, which landed perfectly on the counter and got scammed. Don't ask me how, it just happened. But then as I was walking to the counter to return that bundle, I slipped again. Yes, I am a clumsy lad. And this time my credit card fell out of my pocket right into my right shoe that happened to be flying off all the way to the counter and swiping my credit card into the card reader. What seemed to be an accidental purchase felt like fate telling me to enjoy some Mario Kart World and DK Bonanza on July. A test to see if I can really survive on salt and sugar water while being broke as hell. So to summarize all of this, yes, this is my made up bullshit excuse to buy Nintendo Switch 2, and I am just another fanboy that really wanted to try out Mario Kart World. Also, for the love of God, do not buy the actual $80 Mario Kart World. I mean, sure, I am not really one to judge, and a lot of people seem to be enjoying it, but it is not, and I mean not, worth $80. If they are not going to sell the game for $60, then better buy it for $50. And if you really want to play the game but cannot find the bundle anywhere, then ask a friend or ask me. I will game share that game to you straight away, just so you can avoid purchasing the game for $80. I am sure that there are a lot of people around the world that are willing to game share that game to you, because then again, game share is a confirmed feature of the Switch 2. And yeah, I know that I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for not buying the Steam Deck, but then again, I already play Steam on my laptop. If you guys really think that there's an advantage to having Steam on the Steam Deck rather than the laptop, then make sure to comment your reason down below. I would love to hear opinions and different perspectives. And again, I am not saying that you shouldn't have the Steam Deck with you, because then again, the Steam Deck is amazing. It looks amazing, it feels amazing despite how heavier it is than the Switch, and the specs of the cheapest version is comparable to the Switch 2. So basically, this is everything that I wanted to talk about for now. A basic short message that I have already bought the Switch 2 for myself, and I just wanted to note out a very old video that GameXplain showed to us, which basically defeats the purpose of virtual game cards, and I was supposed to show it to you last video, but basically what happened is that GameXplain explained to us. Get it? Explain? No? Okay, I'm just gonna shut up. But nonetheless, they did show us a way to download games on two of our Switches, whether they are Switch 1s or Switch 2s, and basically defeat the whole purpose of virtual game cards. Now, you still can't actually game share on your Switch 1s using that settings change, but you can still play that same game on the same account on both Switches at the same time. Make sure to head on to the link down below. I will try to showcase that same setting on my Switch 2 later. Yes, I'm still gonna make some more Switch 2 related videos, such as the Switch 2 news that happened after launch, the actual unboxing of the Switch 2, along with how to set it up and a software analysis of that said console. And I get it, I haven't really uploaded for a while. That's because I was making a Mario Kart analysis video and wanted to upload it before the launch of Switch 2, but since I didn't make it due to the extensive amount of information I had to talk about, I'm going to change that video into a Mario Kart hands-on gaming analysis. Yes, I'm sure you're all aware that by the time that happens, most of the YouTubers would have already already done their own analysis, but my video is simply going to combine those analysis into a single video, hence why I took so long. The second reason I couldn't really upload that fast was because Switch 2 news is extensive, and unlike all of those YouTubers around there that are using YouTube as a full-time for them, YouTube is kind of more of a part-time for me, even though I do enjoy uploading those videos. So now it is time to end this introductory video, and without further ado, hi, my name is Sully and I finally bought the Switch 2 Mario Kart World Bundle. This actually opens a lot of gameplay content opportunities for my channel after I upload my other 3 planned videos. And don't worry, we are still going to do the pricings and Switch 2 history videos, so don't miss out on this channel. A lot of videos are going to be uploaded, and hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one.